David Miscavige. I'd love to see that cult crumble to the ground for all the lives that have been ruined.
Most cults reject celebrity and mainstream existences. Scientology cozies up to those powerful people, and that's why they will continue to thrive.
Everyone in Epstein's ring. All of them. No matter who they are. Every single one.
I don't know what my answer was going to be, but I've changed it to this, guys.
Dr. Phil could use a comeuppance.
Can he take Dr. Oz with him?
Joel Osteen. I'm tired of seeing his stupid face on billboards.
Not long ago a janitor found a shit ton of money stuffed behind the walls of the bathroom in his church. Barely any reporting was done on it. I wonder what the real story is with this. Prince Andrew. He's not quite over the line yet. If he was medically capable of it, then he would be sweating right now.
Since everyone has already said televangelist, how about Gwyneth Paltrow's shady corrupt ass?
Greater than shady corrupt ass. She sells a cream for that.
Any of the televangelist people. Fucking Kenneth Copeland. I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but he looks like Satan and his character matches. Why people give him money is beyond me. He's so transparent.
Jim Bob Duggar.
He should take his pedo son with him too.
Waiting for James Corden to yell at the wrong person whilst in line for takeout pickup.
I just saw him in a commercial for a weight loss thing. It was cringy to watch despite it only being a commercial.
Literally anyone in Scientology. Why do we worship and praise Tom Cruise so much when he's one of the highest, most powerful figures in an abusive, controlling, and dangerous cult?
I feel like we only learned how scary Cruise is well after he became really famous and revered. If we'd known as much about Scientology and how off Cruise himself is way back during his Top Gun days, maybe he wouldn't have been so loved. And there's also how much Oprah loved him and basically endorsed him as a solid, non-fucked-up human being. Her interview of him when he first started dating Katie Holmes was so over the top but also portrayed him as this incredible in-love guy, and we should all be seeking what he offered. In retrospect it's really messed up, but at the time, with the limited public knowledge of Scientology and his involvement in it, it all seemed enviable.
I'm really surprised Andy Dick is still around. He's an interesting case since he's already self-sabotaged his career with his antics to the point he will always solidly be a C-tier celebrity escaping more scrutiny.
Chris Brown. Beat the absolute hell out of Rihanna several times and girls are still thirsty ASF for him.
He has so many violence cases against him, ranging from club encounters, to old managers, and of course his ex-girlfriends. But yay, the case report from when he beat Rihanna is so incredibly hard to read. I'm so happy she's with someone else, became self-made billionaire, pregnant, and she genuinely looks happy now.
The Saudi royalty. Like, stop selling them weapons. Stop buying their oil. Stop giving them tourist dollars. They are a murderous regime that paid for 9/11. They execute people en masse. They murder their neighbors and import slave labor on a massive scale. They rape the slave help they bring in and then kill them if they complain. All with zero consequences from the world. If there is karma or justice, it should be meted out to these tyrants.
Over 10,000 dead children in Yemen killed by American weapons of war sold to the Saudis. Nothing personal, kid. Just business.
Dan Schneider. How he's managed to stay under the radar is beyond me.
Seeing clips of shows like iCarly and Victorious as an adult now makes me wonder how the hell anyone let him get away with all the stuff he put in his shows, let alone whatever the hell was going on behind the scenes. Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen. The dead eyes and manic smiles give me the absolute creeps. Edit. Did not expect this to get so much support. Thanks everyone.
My mother fell hard for the prosperity gospel. When she passed and I had to go through her finances, I discovered she had sent Copeland thousands of dollars. It was heartbreaking, because all those prayers she bought didn't do shit and the leukemia got her anyway.
The famous people that were clients of the Epstein ring. Edit. Thanks everyone for the awards. I think all the upvotes goes to show how important it is to people that justice be served in this case. The puzzling and frustrating thing is how little media attention it gathers.
I love how Ghislaine Maxwell was charged with sex trafficking, yet somehow, not a single client's name seemed to have ever been mentioned during the whole trial. I guess she was trafficking people too. No one? Edit. I know it was for Epstein. It's just egregious to think they're the only two people involved.
I dunno, I was pretty happy when Ellen got exposed for everything I always thought she was.
A few years ago she was on a weird tour and spoke in Vancouver, BC. The entire audience of 20,000 people expected her to be amazing. She was a complete bitch. It was very, very clear that she didn't want to be there and she hated the guy interviewing her on stage. Total disaster. Everyone left shocked and disappointed.
YouTubers like the Paul brothers, James Charles, Eugenia Cooney, Dream and Company. They are cancer and a really bad influence and role models for children.
Onision is finally mostly gone off YouTube, thank God.
Mark Zuckerberg. The tiny lizard bastard has to go. Edit. Mark, not Mac.
Tell him to get out of Hawaii.
Steven Seagal, absolutely worthless human being who has sexually assaulted multiple women and is now supporting Putin in his attempted genocide of Ukraine.
Everyone needs to listen to his Behind the Bastards episode. Truly amazing.
Jared Leto, because he is objectively a shit person.
I was involved in event planning for a while and I helped organize Jared Leto's band's fan event one year. His staff were the most awful people I ever met in 6 years of event planning.
Rupert Murdoch. Edit. Thank you for the gold, mysterious benefactor. Down with that guy, seriously.
That douche messes with every Australian election.
Jared Leto. He is a literal danger to society. Cult leader groomer. It's only a matter of time before this A-list household name gets exposed as a very evil man. Then people are going to do the classic, how could we have known, shit when the Mont's life resume has red flags littered all over it.
What I don't understand is how he's still around. Look at James Franco, he's super cancelled and they have similar accusations.
Roman Polanski, although he's pretty old now.
There is a long list of A-list Hollywood celebrities who have gone on record appealing for him to be pardoned and allowed back into the U.S. This was a decade or so ago. But with everything that's happened since, I bet a fair few of them will be embarrassed if anyone brought it up. Edit. Found the list. It was in 2009 and a few including Emma Thompson and Natalie Portman have at least withdrawn their names. Interesting to see Harvey Weinstein on the list. Of all people. https://m.imdb.com/list/ls090808434/